Good morning. Good morning. I wanted you guys to see how pretty my background was. Okay, I'm weird. I know. Anyway, so how is everybody this morning? I have a migraine. So I was in bed a little extra longer. Took my migraine meds. Still have a migraine. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully it'll go away. But I'm here. So I have a question. Hi, Stephanie. I have a question that I want you guys to think about. And what would life be? What would life be like for you without crochet? Hi, Ellie. I know me. I'd sleep, and that's not. I just. Well, I hate to say this, but I just wait to die because I wouldn't have nothing to do. So I'm glad that there is crochet. Hi, Jay. Good morning. So that is the question this morning. It's in the description box. No, it's not. It's in the title. What would life be like for you without crochet? I know life would be pretty boring. A lot of beadwork and sewing for you. Okay, Ellie. Well, you drive safe. I didn't think about beadwork. I probably wouldn't sew because I gave my excuse me, I gave my sewing machine away and it went to Italy. But I don't know. I mean, I'd probably watch a lot of TV. You too, Stephanie? That's horrible. I mean, even I said it, I know I said it, but that's horrible that without crochet we think that we would be just waiting to have everything happen. Waiting for it to happen. Um but yeah, I'm right there with you, Steph. Hi, Michelle. Oh God. You're fired from adulting. If Michelle didn't have crochet, she'd be adulting all the time. Oh, excuse me. Driving. See y'all later. Be lurking, please. And lurking. Hi, Trisha. Well, now this is the person that we want to ask. What would life be like for you if without crochet? Because I know you crochet as much as I do, maybe a little more. I mean, we crochet probably about the same, but you just crochet way faster. But yeah, Stephanie and I both said that we'd be waiting to die. Hi, Deirdre. Life would be so boring without crochet. I don't even know um, why that thought even came into my head when I was making this up last night. But Oh, God. Bear with me, you guys. I got a really bad migraine. For those of you who just came in. You don't think that you'd find something else to do? Oh, the question for today is what would life be like for you without crochet? And as morbid as it sounds, Stephanie and I both feel the same way. It would be like we were just waiting to die. Oh, you'd knit, huh? It would take you forever to get through a project, though. You know who can knit like there's no tomorrow? Is Shannon from Another Yarn. That lady has so many projects that she finishes that are knitted. I can't even believe it. I mean, I don't know how many whips she has or anything, but to me, it just seems. Um, oh, good, it is charging. Oh, it's. This is supposed to be a speedy charger. I've got 4 hours left to charge. Um, I want to see where I'm at on my blanket. So I started working on, imagine that. I started working on a new blanket. So I redid this, Trisha, in this colorway. I got these from, I know, Jay, right? We wouldn't have all of the loving family we have through crochet. I didn't even think about that. But that is correct. Oops. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to. Hi, good morning, Laura. Oh, that's right. I have to rip it out because I'm missing a double crochet. Let me put a stitch marker in it. There. You know, Keri, I would definitely be more physically active than I am now. Less sitting and watching YouTube, more physical. You know, that could be all of us. I don't know though. I think because I gained so much weight with each one of my kids, and when I was pregnant with my son, I didn't lose any of the weight that I gained from having from being pregnant with him. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and they're 2 years and 2 months apart. And I was in so much pain with good morning. I went
I
into life first and you weren't there.
I just woke up.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
I'm okie dokie. I slept over. Whoopsie.
Yeah. Well,
It's
we
all good.
we can go live at 9 if you want on your channel.
It don't make no difference.
So the question is, Froggy, what would life be like without crochet? And they've made some very good points. Like Jay said that she would have never met any of us, which is true. We wouldn't
No,
have all of the family that we consider family now.
no, it would be
Stephanie
awful.
and I said Stephanie and I said we'd just be waiting to die.
No, you guys would have learned to knit. That's what would happen. A lot of you would have learned to knit.
You
Yeah,
think?
I think so. If there was no crochet, a lot of you would have learned how to knit or how to use the loom.
Well, I know
Yeah,
how to listen to you.
use the loom.
Use the loom. Good
Um,
grief.
I mean that's what would have happened, or weave, or would have been weavers. So yeah, um,
Well, and
it would have been
Deirdre,
significantly different.
Deirdre said that she would be more physically active.
I don't know that I would be more physically active. Um, I would be less creative. Um,
Yes.
yeah, less creative, and I would be more stressed out. Even if I would do more knitting, I would still be more stressed out because it's easier for me to crochet blind, because I've done it for so long.
Right.
So yeah, it is very stress relieving for me. Very much so. And I would have drove my family crazy because they taught me when I was 5
Yeah.
in order to get me out of their hair.
And Deirdre, you're right. It is therapy.
Yeah, it's very much my therapy. Absolutely my therapy right here.
Oh, me too, Deirdre. Oh my word. So I have to tell you guys, I don't know if I've told you this before, but and Froggy, I'm just gonna let you know I have a really bad migraine.
I'm sorry.
Um, but I lost my counselor because she retired, and we had been seeing each other. Good morning, Sarah,
Hey,
for
Sarah.
like 20 years. And I gotta take my meds. Alexa's being obnoxious. Oh, look at her now. She's spelling obnoxious for me. Anyway, remind me I was talking about counseling because I have
I
got
will. I
something
will.
important to say about it. Let me take my
I
meds
will.
really quickly
Take your
though.
medications. It is very difficult when your counselor has to retire.
Uh
And
huh.
then you're left trying to find someone. Um, that would be, that's extremely hard because to find a good counselor is wonderful. You to find someone that you connect with, that you're comfortable sharing your feelings with, and then all of a sudden, to have them retire is horrible. So I
Especially
just
since they
I
know
can't imagine.
everything that's happened to me from birth to date.
Yeah, I can't
So
imagine.
anyway, my insurance sent me a thing so I could
Mhm.
um, look and see who was counseling. And I found this, I'm not even going to say his name. I found
Jerk. Sorry.
psychologist, this psychologist that really like m- made me feel horrible. Like, for instance, just out of the blue one day, he says, "So why is there an elephant in your name? Is it because of your weight?" And I was like, "No, because we met in Zoom, and my name in Zoom is Keri the Yarny Elephant. And
That was rude.
I told him, I said, I was looking for an animal that was bigger than life, and I picked the elephant, you know. And since then, I've been collecting them, got them all over my walls. And he goes, I think you're self sabotaging yourself.
Oh
Some
my
of the
gosh.
things that he said to me were um, so off the wall. And then when I talk to like for instance, when I have a bad thought, I say, I do not con I do not
Con-
consist, I do not comply, I am victorious. And I say
yes.
that 3 times, and the thought is gone because now I'm concentrating on these 3 sentences.
Yes.
And he said, well, I don't think that'll work for you. I want you to try to put your thoughts on trial. Hi, Pebbles.
Hey, Pebbles.
And yeah, Sarah, it's been hard. So the day I was going to tell him that I wasn't going to anymore, he yelled at me because I told him that I was talking to my psychiatrist about our sessions. And he's like, those are secret. You're not supposed to talk about them. And I'm thinking, wait a second. You're not supposed to be talking about them. I can talk about whatever I want. It pertains to
Exactly.
me. So I was going to not schedule an appointment with him. And he was like, well, have a good day. And he left without scheduling an appointment. So I feel like I got fired, which was a blessing. But
Yes.
so now I hope she works out, a lady named Tamara. And I'm really excited just to, you know, dive in and let her know the relationship that my counselor and I had before she retired. Because
I hope
that's
you
what I'm
rebuild
looking
that.
for. Huh?
I hope you rebuild that.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. I want her to be able to feel comfortable enough with me that if I don't have anything to talk about that day, but I just need to talk, that we
Yes.
can talk about Netflix, or I can ask her how she's doing, and she can let me know
Yes.
that she's doing, okay. I mean, I don't want to know if she's having a bad day. I mean, if she's having a bad day, I'm okay with that, but I don't want her to go into details of her practice, if you guys know what I mean.
No, when they're not supposed to do that anyway.
Right.
No. But she can tell you she's having a good day. She can tell you her favorite color. You know, she can tell you her favorite coffee. But other than that, you don't need to you don't need to know.
Right. And that's what I'm looking for. So pray that she
I
turns out to
do.
be the one.
I do. I
But
do.
she's really the only one that's left that I can go to.
Sarah, I did have a problem similar when my doctor, he didn't retire, he left the practice and went to a different one. And I was left with his partner. And I'm a type 1 diabetic. And the partner was a woman. And she looked at me and she said, you're not a type 1 diabetic. You're a type 2 diabetic. So we're taking you off of insulin and we're putting you on metformin. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, maybe she's knows something I don't.
Right.
You know, I'd been a type 1 since, well, I got gestational diabetes in 93, diagnosed type 1 in 94. So maybe she knew something I didn't know, and of course, this is in the 2000s. I took the metformin and I stopped the insulin. And within 48 hours, I was in the hospital. And the emergency room doctor's going, "Why are you taking metformin? You're not a type 2 diabetic." So I went back to my primary doctor, and she said, you just have problems with metformin. Let's just go back to insulin again. Well, there's ways of treating a type 1 diabetic than there are treating a type 2 diabetic. And she was convinced in her head, because of my size, that I was a type 2 diabetic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I I started feeling awful. Like I felt like I had the flu. Even though I didn't have the flu, that's how I felt. Well, I had finally come to the realization that I wanted an insulin pump. And I went to her and I said, "Can you order me an insulin pump?" She said, "I can't do that. Only an endocrinologist can do that." I said, "Well, will you send me to an endocrinologist?" And she said, "No." Well, I had to pester her for an entire year to refer me to an endocrinologist. And she finally did. And on the very first visit, I took into the endocrinologist a food diary, um, a liquid diary, which shows everything, all the liquids I consume. And I was extremely honest. Food diary, liquid diary, all my blood sugars. I was straightforward honest with this man because I really wanted an insulin pump. And the first minute this guy comes in and sees me and he sits down and he says, "You're a type 1 diabetic and someone is treating you wrong. You are taking way too much insulin and you're having to eat to feed your insulin." And I looked at him like he was crazy. And I'm like, "What?" He goes, you're not insulin resistant. You don't have no insulin in your body. You are a type 1 diabetic. He said, "I'm going to do the blood work to prove it." He said, "But I'm ordering you an insulin pump." Within
Okay.
5 days, I had an insulin pump. Yeah. And needless to say, I did, Sarah. That's the very next thing that the endocrinologist said. He said, "You need to find a new primary care doctor." He said, "She keeps saying that you are a type 2 diabetic, but yet your original primary care was treating you as a type 1 and you were fine." So I went from an A1C of 7.0 to when she was treating me, and my A1C went up to 12, which is bad. And being on the insulin pump, my A1C is down to 6. And actually, it was 5.9 the last time they checked it. The closer to 5 you can get is perfect. Now, it's hard to get down to that, trust me. But yes, I stopped seeing her. My husband stopped seeing her, and we go to another practice because she was treating me based upon my size. It's not size that matters; it's what your blood work says. And she didn't bother.
Right. So I have another horror story.
Yes, please.
After I had my daughter, I had my tubes tied.
Yeah,
So I was like, cut, solder them, tie them together, do whatever you got to do to make it irreversible because I don't ever want to have any more kids. And I didn't want to make Tom get a vasectomy in case we split up and he wanted to have kids with somebody else.
yeah,
I didn't want to take that from him. So, not that we were thinking about that, of course, but anyway, so I went and I saw this. They had a floating nurse practitioner doctor that came in, and I have nothing against Catholics or the Catholic
right.
religion, but this lady was 100% Catholic, and I went in because my periods were all out of whack. And I was in so much pain from them that I was miserable. And I wanted to have a hysterectomy because I had all of the things wrong with me that,
Yeah.
you know, I I did the list, and she's like, "Well, I'm not going to cut on you, but I will prescribe you birth control." And I looked at her and I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I'm not going to take birth control. I can't get pregnant. Why would I take a pill that isn't what?" So she wanted to regulate my periods with birth control. And I was like, mm-mm. So, yes, it is a process when you finish doctor. Some doctors go by the book, and every person's body is different. You can't all be lumped into specific categories. We are all different. Hi, Jill. Good morning.
Hi, Jill.
Right, Deirdre. Anyway,
Yes, Jill.
so as I was leaving, she said, "I'm sure you can find somebody that'll cut on you. There are doctors out there that just like to cut."
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "Well, good. I'm glad because I want it done." I mean, so then I went and I found this amazing gynecologist, and she OBGYN. And she says, "How long have you had these issues?" And I said, since I probably the first time I started my period." And she said, "You're kidding." And I said, "No." And I mean, the cramps are painful. The quads are huge.
Yeah.
It's not fun. And she said, "Well, uh, I want to go in and look at your ovaries and see if there's something that is wrong with your ovary that is causing this to happen." And I said, "Okay." So she wanted to do exploratory surgery. And I was like, "I'm fine with that." She goes, "Keri, if I can't find anything, I'll take it all.
Right.
But if I find something, I'll just take what I find. And then we'll see how that works." So she took an ovary, and for some reason, I'm not sure why, but she left the fallopian tube, which wasn't brilliant because now it's all tied up with all my other organs. And doctors see that and they're like, "I don't want to operate on you." But so it didn't go away. So within a year, I had my hysterectomy with this doctor. She wanted to get to know me, which I totally understood, you know, making sure that I really needed it done and not have. I had a great kidney doctor. We talked about my care along with crocheting. So she has since left now, and I'm on my sixth kidney doctor in 12 years. Oh
Oh,
my
bless your heart.
God.
That's awful. Yeah, I
But
am very picky about my doctors.
yeah, I'm very, very particular on whether I'm coming back to you or not.
Yes, I am very picky.
That nurse practitioner that was a floater, I called
She's
and
weird.
talked to the person in charge of that clinic, the doctor that was in charge, the head boss of
Yeah.
that place. I had them call me, and he was like, "What can I do for you?" And I'm like, "Well, first and foremost, the bedside manner of this doctor is unrealistic and not good." And I said, because she's Catholic, she wanted to give me the pill and didn't want to remove my uterus because I might get pregnant again. And he was like, "I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'll send you to somebody that I think you'll really like." And it ended up being, he ended up picking somebody for me, and it ended up being the lady that I had, Dr. Cohen. She was amazing. But yeah,
They're all fallible, but to have one judge me based on my size was ridiculous.
Oh, that's another thing. So I went to another OBGYN, and the jaws are going to drop when I tell you guys this. Now he was a little he was in great condition, good looking, great condition, nice body, and he came in and he looked at me without even saying hi. He said, "You're obese," and I looked at him
Oh
and I
my
said, "Really?" And I had a cyst on my one ovary that I still have left, and it was extremely painful. And he said, "I refuse to operate on you because of your size." And
Oh
I was
my
like, "So I have
gosh.
to deal with this pain for the rest of my life?" I still have that ovary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I've had
This
some more
woman,
winners.
yeah, this woman just judged me based on my size, didn't bother doing the blood work to see what kind of diabetic I was. And
Oh,
she nearly
wow.
killed me. I'm like, you're an idiot. I will not go to her practice for nothing. Nope. That
Wow.
was ridiculous. No. Mm-mm. No, that was ridiculous. So I go to my endocrinologist, who is amazing,
Yeah.
who treats me properly. My diabetes has never been better. So, yeah, that's ridiculous. You don't treat someone based upon their size.
Mm-mm.
That's awful.
You're
And
obese.
she also didn't believe in migraines either. But
Oh,
that's a whole nother story. Are you
I
going to do the
had, when I moved to Vancouver, I had the best um, uh, doctor. She was my primary care, and she suffered from migraines. So she knew
Yeah,
how I felt. And I would come in, I would just call and talk to the people at the desk and say, I don't even remember her name, but can you let my doctor know that I'm coming in to get a shot? Because that was back when you had to get sumatriptan in a shot.
yeah,
And that
I did.
didn't that didn't work for me, but
I
until
did, Sarah. It didn't work for you. I filed a complaint against her, Sarah, and so did the endocrinologist that I went to see. He filed a complaint against her himself for the improper treatment of my diabetes.
wow.
His carried more weight than mine did. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, he filed a complaint against her. Well, I don't blame him. I mean, she sent over the medical record, and he saw what she had done, and he filed a complaint against her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
yeah, I actually see a neurologist that specializes in headaches for my migraines,
So do I.
and that's much better than anything else. But my neurologist is retiring.
Oh, mine's still young, thank God.
Well, mine is retiring, but she is sending me to another one that is young that specializes in headaches. So
Hmm.
that makes me much happier. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So I think half her practice is going to this new person, and the other part of her practice is going to someone further away, um, which is good. You go to a neurologist for your tremors. I'm so sorry you have tremors. Hmm, that's not good. Mm.
I have tremors too. Not they're not bad, but thank goodness.
I actually recorded getting Botox one time.
Did you?
I did, but I had to swear I'd never show it publicly. Yeah,
Oh, really?
I did. I had to swear I wouldn't show it publicly. So But yeah, Joey recorded her giving me a full set of Botox. So yeah, it's interesting to see it, with all the injections and stuff. I mean,
Hmm.
from shoulders to forehead. I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah, and mine is so quick. Oh my God. She, they have this, for those of you who don't suffer from migraines, they have, or don't go get Botox regularly, they have this freeze spray that
Hmm.
they can put on you so it doesn't hurt. Botox doesn't hurt. It stings a little bit, but it doesn't, it's not, there's no reason to spray this stuff on your body. And
No,
then they have an ice pack out, and I'm like, okay, I don't need the ice pack. I don't need that stuff sprayed on me. And she said, one of these days, Keri, I'll remember that you don't need this spray.
they
And
don't do it to me.
I've seen her for I think 2 years now.
I think the most they ever did was spray the forehead, but that was not because I needed it for pain, because my forehead would bleed. Um,
Mm.
it was helped to stop it from bleeding as much as it did.
I always,
But
when she hits me right here, I always bleed.
that's what I mean. It was one or two places here. Ah, I understand. I understand. I haven't had Botox in about 2 years, but I had gotten Botox for several years. Hence, there's no wrinkles on my forehead. I'm I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Yeah.
My insurance stopped paying for it. That's
Hmm.
why. I would still be getting it if they paid for it.
Right.
I like the Botox. It really makes a difference pain wise. Um, it takes away the pain in the scalp completely, which is nice. Yeah.
I think we ought to have one of your get-togethers in September of next year
Hmm.
because I'll be
Sure.
60. It'll be a good party.
That would be
Family
awesome.
party. Let's go party.
It'd be a nice party. I would
I
like
thought
that.
that would be so much fun. Get all of
Yes,
my YouTube family together and
I would like that. I still have to schedule the meet and greet for us. Ugh, I haven't done it yet. Not that anybody wants to come meet us. I'm just saying.
yeah.
But I am
There
scheduling.
probably is people that want to meet you.
I am going to schedule a meet and greet so that if people want to come meet, um, Froggy Went and Knitting, My Crochet Story, or Knit and Pearl Squirrel with Granny D. So if
Isn't
people want to
Coco
come,
going to be there?
no, Coco will not be there.
Mm,
I just found out Coco won't be there.
mm.
So it will be fun if you want to come meet us. I would love that. It will be in Tennessee, in Pigeon Forge, um, or whatever the other sister city is. Hello, and
Hi,
Crafting
Amy.
Adventures with Amy will be there. Thank you so much for reminding me. And Crafting Adventures with Amy will be there.
That's cool.
Because I'm sitting there going through my head, there's someone else there, but I couldn't remember here who it was.
So it's just going to be the four of you guys?
No, there's other people there, but the ones that people recognize.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The ones with
Um, are,
channels.
are you going to recognize Mary Landgrave? No. Leslie of the Corn will be there. All Ham Nate Connie will be there. But those are not as recognizable as, say, Knit Pearl and Squirrel with Granny D.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. But we'll all be there for a meet and greet. And it'll be fun. Hello, Nana Cat and
Hi, Nana
Jay.
Cat.
Your reversible mosaic baby blanket. How cute is that?
Okay, I gotta read.
Yes, you do. I'm going to mute my fan.
Okay, today is the 28th. Today's my sister's birthday. Reverse gossip. Gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and healthy to the body. Proverbs 16:24. We know that our words are powerful. We understand that with what we say, we can build someone up or tear them down. But part of the words we speak directly to one another, we must realize that even the words we speak behind someone's back can be tremendous, can have a tremendous effect on them. From celebrity gossip to telling our friends about an experience we had with someone, we talk about others all the time. These conversations tend to be negative. What if we decided to be radically set apart from our words and conversations? What if we began a movement to reverse gossip by spreading word of the greatness in people instead? What if we spent our time dreaming about how we could help others instead of bettering ourselves? Our hearts and our lives would reflect Jesus much more. It would reflect Jesus much more clearly if we would simply change the way we speak about one another. Lord Jesus, help me to tame my tongue. Give me the gift of gracious words. Let kindness flow easily from my lips, and let me speak greatness over others on a daily basis. I want to bring sweetness to the souls of those you've placed in my life. Amen.
Amen. I like that.
Yeah. And then choose joy, chosen. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew and approved of you as my chosen instrument. And before you were born, I separated and set you apart, cons- cons- consecrating?
Consecrated.
Consecrating you. Jeremiah 1:5. God said that before he formed Jeremiah in his mother's womb, he knew him. God separated him from everyone else to perform and a specific task, and he consecrated him for that purpose. We can be sure that if God did that for Jeremiah, he did it for each one of us. Nothing about us or our circumstances surprises God. He knew about everything before we were born, and he ordained that we would walk in those ways because we are uniquely qualified by him to do so. What an awesome God we serve. Father, the thought that you chose me before the foundation of the world and set me apart from a specific calling is humbling. You are good. May I go forward with a renewed purpose in life. Amen.
Amen. Those are awesome. Hi, Maura.
Hi, Mara. So I started this blanket in another colorway,
Oh,
And
how pretty.
I got to this round. Oh no, it's the next round. And I didn't have, so the person who did the blog where her blog is full
Hmm.
of um ads.
Right.
And so I couldn't find, I had to have somebody put it in a PDF for me so I could even do the blanket because without the numbers,
It's hard to see. Yeah.
so the one that I made before is now a car seat cover.
Uh huh. I understand that blogs make money off of their ads and stuff, but sometimes it's so difficult to read a pattern
Hmm.
because of all the ads.
Yeah, I couldn't read it. I was just like, but there is, if you use Brave, it will block all the ads. And I didn't think about that. I have that on my computer. But
Yeah, it makes it rough, doesn't it, Mara? When you try to do that from a blog. I actually get annoyed by it and just make up my own thing.
well, I usually just buy the PDF, but I don't get paid until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So so Mara, what would you do? What would life be for you without crochet?
That's a good question.
And anybody that came in late, Amy, um, oh my God, my head is just killing me.
I'm sorry, honey.
It's okay.
You might have to take a nap or something to get
I
rid of
already
that.
went back to bed.
Oh, bless your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take your medication?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hi, Granny D.
Hey, Granny D, sweetheart. How are you?
Hey, Manuela.
Hey, Manuela. There's a bunch of junk
I'm trying to finish this doggone do rag.
mail. Bless your heart, honey.
Oh, and Amy said she'd do more tatting.
That's true. Amy would do more tatting. Amy would probably knit. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It would be rough.
Nothing wrong with me, Keri? Huh? Hi, Ellen.
Hey, how are you?
I would still be busy. Yeah, you would.
Well, thank you for popping in to give your thumb. Nothing wrong with you, Carrie. Love you. So sweet. And Mara
Mm-hmm.
would do other hobbies like reading and exercise. Yeah, you would still be busy, Amy. Bless your heart. Would you get down? Thank you.
Wednesday, leave Mama alone.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep her from jumping on me. trying to get rid of some of all this junk mail.
Gwen's here? Did I not see Gwen?
Oh, uh-oh.
Hi,
Hey,
Gwen.
Gwen. Gwen was sneaking in on the back end, apparently.
Hmm. So, Ellen, what would you be doing if you didn't have a crochet? I think about all my many whips. Going bonkers.
That's awesome.
I hear that. I'm going bonkers even with crochet.
I like that. Go Bulkers.
Nana Cat says knitting.
Yep, that's what I would be doing.
Hmm. Hi, Darcia.
Hey, Darcia.
You haven't crocheted, and then again, have you not crocheted still, Darcia? What are you
I think
doing
she
instead?
think she's got crocheter's block.
Yeah. Who says I'm not bonkers? Oh, we've almost been on an hour.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Am I
you
gonna
need to rest
kill
your
me?
head. Well, you need to rest your head, sweetheart.
You have a great day, Mara. We're
Yes.
gonna
Have a blessed day.
we're gonna skedaddle out of here. I can't find a place to put this.
Oh, honey. Yes, you have a blessed day. Um, I did miss my live today, but I will go live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. my time. Yep, which
Okay,
is
that's
7
7
a.m.
a.m. Pacific.
Yes, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. my time. I'll do my live tomorrow, and it will be a tutorial. So
Oh,
I
cool.
will see you guys tomorrow. I am so sorry I overslept.
You're fine. Love you guys. Have a great day. And
Love you guys.
remember, go ahead, Froggy.
Stay safe, be kind to one another, and happy yarning.
And remember, one random act of kindness can change the world. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.